It's Jim again. Today we're talking about H.G. Hawker, Airman, His Life and Work by Muriel Hawker. Now this is the first of any of the biographies to do with Harry Hawker after his death. Muriel Hawker was his first wife, or he was his only wife, and this was published not long after he died in 1923. Now, the first thing we'll notice here, as you can see, this is an ebook, so everything on here is freely available, and you will be able to see that this is a direct copy of this book. Now, what I'm going to do is just point out a few features of this book and a few problems with it. So first of all, there's quite a few chapters and takes in his early life. Problem with this part of his early life is this was posted to Muriel by Harry's sister Maud. Now Maud by this time had two very active children, and she'd just about to, and I think she adopted two more. So being a very busy housewife at the time in Melbourne, and getting this letter from Muriel to give a few details about his life, she probably didn't have the time and probably wasn't really concerned about the memory of where he was born in Moorabbin and a few other problems. So you'll find this very scant in his background, even though you can see that there's a great photo of George in his militia uniform, and you can see all these medals. Those medals are mainly for his marksmanship, even though he's blind in one eye. And there is Mary. Now Mary has an interesting background story, and I'll do that another day. So when we continue on through this book, we get to his life in as a motor mechanic. Now this again loses half the story. Muriel didn't know the background and was hardly ever told. She wasn't introduced to any of his early friends. There was only one person that she came across, and that is a bloke called Basil Watson. Now he's got a very interesting story. However, it's very glint piece in this about him dismantling a door at Muriel's father's place to upset the maid. Funny story. Anyway, it goes in a bit of background about some of the aircraft. I would say in some of these cases Muriel got these stories from Sopwith. Now Sopwith's wife at the time actually encouraged her to write the book to get over the grieving process, but it goes on to some of the now this is an interesting shot. That is the Atlantic attempt, and this goes into a lot of detail, not so much detail about the flight itself, there's other books to do that, but the preparation, like the lifeboat, and that's St. James in Newfoundland. Then it goes on to, there's the Atlantic, Sopwith Atlantic, what's left of it afterwards, and then Harry's racing career after he's made CEO of Hawker Engineering. That's, there he is. Now that's Sopwith in the background, Muriel, Mackenzie Greaves, and there's Hawker there. So out of all this, one of the things that comes out is after his death, there is mention of his had his license lapsed, and he died in experimental aircraft. That is true. He probably did let his license lapse, because now he's general manager. He was doing car racing at the time, and it's apparent that he got asked by the Air Ministry to check out this aircraft. So he rode up to Hendon from Kingston, and he flew this aircraft. It had already killed several pilots, and it appears to be a cover-up in that he got blamed directly for the crash, not the Air Ministry asking him to do this test flight. Very strange background. A lot of this stuff was still top secret at this period in 1923, and consequently you don't get full details about the aircraft development, Sopwith's activities. There's a whole lot of things that are left out. All in all, it's free. Do look at it, and it's a very interesting book. I won't say the writing style's excellent, and I'm not worried about that part of it, but it's if you're doing research on Harry Hawker, it's a good start. Thanks.